We all eat food, bro. And because there are 8 billion people on Earth, we all eat different types of food depending where we're from or where we grew up. If you grew up in America, you probably ended up eating American food like hot dogs, burgers, and glazed deep fried Oreos with chocolate syrup and chopped up pieces of corn dog on top of it. And if you grew up in Asia, like China, Vietnam, Philippines, bro, then you probably also grew up eating hot dogs. Minus the hot. Your phone ringing. Your phone ringing. Pick up the phone.
Really?
Chill, bro. Before you guys start commenting about how I'm racist, I'm an Asian myself, so I can make these type of jokes, bro. Relax. And yeah, bro, we typically eat the food that is in and around the area that we live in. And across the many countries, there are many types of cuisines. There are a few that stand tall amongst the rest, and some that are just straight at or just questionable, bro. Like, I gotta keep it respectful. Today, I'm gonna be talking about the best and worst cuisines. And if you don't know what cuisine means, then I don't know, read a book or some shit. Pretty much it is a style or method of cooking, especially as characteristic of a particular country, region, or establishment. Cuisine is the word of the day, and if you're new to the channel, I'ma start doing words of the day and shit like that, so that way you guys can increase your intelligence and learn some educational content for real. Now it's time to lock in and talk about the best and worst cuisines. Because I love positivity and I'm a very positive minded individual, we gotta start off on a good note. We're gonna talk about the cuisines that got the best eats, cuisines that never miss and always clutch up when you got the munchies. The first go-to cuisine I gotta talk about has gotta be Mexican food, bro. If you do not like Mexican food, there's definitely something wrong with your taste buds, bro. Your taste buds have gotta be retarded. Some of my favorite Mexican dishes have gotta be al pastor, carne asada, birria. Oh shit, like, oh my gosh, bro, I'm about to nut right now.
Baby, can I bust my nut on you?
Bro, if you get yourself a couple tacos from a Mexican food stall or a food truck at some horchata or some Jarritos on the side to wash it down, that's a W meal right there, bro. That's 10 out of 10 eats. Like, I don't even think there's a single Mexican dish that is nasty. It's definitely an S tier cuisine. The next banger cuisine we gotta talk about has gotta be Japanese food, because not only does it taste amazing, but it's also pretty healthy as well. Like, you got sushi, ramen, donburi, and a whole bunch of other banger meals. And just like Mexican food, I don't think there's a single nasty Japanese dish, bro. Like, it's just consistently good no matter what. The only Japanese dish that I find kinda mid or kinda ass has gotta be that one dish where there's beans and they're covered in this white sticky liquid. If I'm keeping it a buck, this dish does not taste that good. And I'm not trying to be weird or nothing, but it low-key looks like nut, bro. Like, the name of this dish, it's called natto, and the name definitely makes sense now that I think about it. The next cuisine I'ma talk about— oh wait, nah, how could I forget, bro? Matcha. Everyone and their uncles are drinking matcha now, bro. When I tried matcha for the first time, it wasn't that bad if I'm being honest. But for the amount of hype that matcha gets, I'd say it's overrated as fuck. I would have expected it to taste like LeBron James's nut. And just because of all the hype that matcha gets, it definitely contributes to the greatness of Japanese cuisine. The next cuisine I'ma talk about is a straight classic, Italian food. If I had to pick a cuisine to eat for a month straight, it would have to be Italian food. And you might be thinking, clumsy, why did you pick Italy as the cuisine you would have for a month straight and not Mexican or Japanese? Let me explain. In Italian cuisine, there is such a wide range of dishes to pick from. Like, the main parts of Italian cuisine are pasta and pizza. There are like hundreds of different types of pizzas and pastas you could get. The part of Italian cuisine that puts it on top of everything else is the dessert, bro. You got Nutella, gelato, tiramisu. You can have Nutella and tiramisu flavored gelato. Like, oh my gosh, bro, a tear is running down my leg. A thick, slimy, white tear is running down my leg, bro. Oh my gosh, fuck. Like, main Italian dishes are already exceptional, but the dessert just takes this shit to a whole nother level. So pretty much my top 3 favorite cuisines have got to be Italian, Mexican, and Japanese. And my honorable mentions for the best eats have got to be Vietnamese, Chinese, Turkish, and Jamaican. And before we move on to the worst cuisines, I feel like I gotta talk about the cuisines that are, just kinda mid. Like, they're not goated, but at the same time, they're not that ass. They're just right in the middle. And I feel like the country's cuisine that best fits this category has gotta be American food. American food has some straight bangers, but there is also some questionable meals that come from this country. The main part about American food that drags it down from potentially being the greatest down to mid has gotta be how unhealthy American food is, bro. Like, you could argue that the food tasting amazing is worth the risk of diabetes, but me personally, I'm trying to feel good while I'm eating the food, and I'm also trying to feel good after eating the food as well. Like some fried chicken, mac and cheese, and barbecue, that shit would hit. But you already know once I'm done eating all of that, I'm gonna be knocked out for the rest of the day. Like, I'm trying to be productive, bro. I'm trying to play some Call of Duty and I'm trying to goon as well. And how am I supposed to goon if I'm knocked out from eating a meal? Another thing that brings down American cuisine are the foods that come from these regions. I feel like the further north you go, the shittier the food gets. Like, what the fuck is Jello salad and frog eye salad? Who even came up with that shit? And the food from these areas just seems bland as fuck. Like just bread, potatoes, and unseasoned meat and vegetables. So overall, I'd say American food is solid, but there's just some dishes that drag it down, and it's also probably the unhealthiest cuisine. And now the moment you're all waiting for, the worst cuisines. You guys already know what cuisine I'm gonna start with, bro. British food. There's this common theme I've been seeing with British food, and it pretty much consists of putting together normal ingredients and creating a meal that looks somewhat decent, and then just adding some fuck shit that completely destroys the appeal of the dish. The most famous example of this has got to be the loaded potatoes that have been trending on TikTok. Like, they start off with a baked potato, which is, you know, pretty good, and then they add some butter and some cheese. Like, hold on, yo, let them cook. Let these British motherfuckers cook. And then they add beans. Oh fuck. I mean, if the beans got some good seasoning, I don't think it would be that bad. And then, bro, I don't even know why the fuck. And then they add a heaping scoop of tuna. Come on, I feel like you're disrespecting the potato at that point, bro. Let's take a look at the comments. The war is over. Y'all don't have to eat like this anymore. In Canada, we call this a struggle meal. Y'all are eating war rations. Another good example would be the English breakfast. Like, they start off with eggs, bacon, sausage, toast, mushrooms, tomato. Like, that's a solid, balanced breakfast right there. And when you think things are going good, not today, good sir. We're gonna ruin the fuck out of this breakfast, innit? And then they add the beans and shit once again, and black pudding, which is a pudding made out of pig's blood. Like, bro, they were doing so good until they added in the beans and the pig blood pudding. If I'm being honest, I have tried an English breakfast before and it's not as bad as it looks. Like, I would definitely have it over the beans and tuna, baked potato, or whatever the fuck. The next cuisine I'm gonna talk about, low-key, might get me a lot of hate because I feel like I've got a decent amount of subscribers from this country, and it is Filipino food. Just hear me out, bro. The Philippines got some banger dishes. I grew up eating adobo, lumpia, sisig, caldereta. Bro, like, all of those dishes are fire if you get them from the right spot. And don't forget about Jollibee, bro. I'm a Jollibee dick rider until the day I die. They got the best fried chicken in the game. They're better than Popeyes, KFC, and Korean fried chicken. But despite how fire some Filipino dishes are, there are a few dishes that actually destroy the reputation of Filipino food. You guys have probably heard this dish before. It's called balut, and it's pretty much a fertilized duck egg that is eaten like a week and a half before the egg is supposed to hatch. So it's pretty much spawn camping before the duck even fucking spawns in. How did they even discover this shit in the first place, bro? Like, they couldn't wait an extra 10 days for the duck to hatch? This has to be up there with the person that discovered milk for the first time, bro. The guy that discovered milk and the guy that discovered balut must have been good homies back in the day. And apparently, eating balut is supposed to enhance your performance in the sheets. Cause imagine, before linking up with a girl, you eat some balut to get yourself in the mood instead of taking like a honey pack or a rhino pill. As someone who has tried balut before in the Philippines, I would say that it doesn't taste as bad as it looks. Like, it has a similar taste to a hard-boiled egg. But the texture though, hell nah. That's why I don't mess with balut, bro. But overall, if balut didn't exist and this dish didn't exist, if you know, you know, low-key this dish tastes even worse than balut. Filipino food would definitely be in the top 5 best cuisines. Everyone's got different tastes, bro, so my best and worst cuisines could be completely different to someone else's. And I do feel like I left out a lot of countries in this video, so if you want me to make a part 2 of the best and worst cuisines, drop a like and let me know down in the comments.
Fuck a rat, I just got my whips all painted, ayy.